me back to Nana's table, where we laughed and talked all day. So long ago, love was offered. The joy of being together made you want to stay. Take me back to Nana's table.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Life with Nana. I'm Nana, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today, I'm excited because we were out and about, and we found the onions that I've been wanting to caramelize out here on the Blackstone. That's why we're out back and not in the kitchen. So these onions were one of the local schools were selling these as a fundraiser, and Nana, now I normally look for things that are marked down or a really good buy. These onions were a good buy, but they weren't like a fantastic buy. But being able to help a local school or a local business or something like that really, um, really helps my heart. So knowing that we're doing something to help our community, that really helps. Plus, we're getting things put in the freezer in our food stores. You know how I love to do that. All right, so we've got 3 bags of 10, so that's 30 pounds of onions that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing them on this Blackstone. I'll show it to you in a minute. But before we can do that, we've got to get all these onions cut up. Now, I'm not going to bore you to death with cutting up onions, but I do want to show you my handy gadget. I think I've showed this to you before. This is a Genius chopper. It's a bowl, and it has the cutting edge in here. And it's going to be real easy for us to cut these up, and we'll be able to get them over on the Blackstone really quickly. And so I will bring you back as soon as we get them all cut up and we'll get ready to get them on the Blackstone. Okay, we're ready to put these on the Blackstone. Papa helped me. I'm still learning to operate this thing. But I wanted to show you. Look at the size of these onions. Aren't they beautiful? If you can ever help out a school by buying, these are Valdelia onions. And if you can ever help out a school, do that because that's a great thing to do. All right, 10 pounds. This is what 10 pounds gave me. This is a big bowl, pretty big sized bowl. So I'm going to be using some home rendered lard. And put a couple of good tablespoons, heaping tablespoons on here. We've got our nice big spatulas. We want to get this well melted before we put our onions on there. Right now I have it turned up on high. This is a project that I have been wanting to do for months. Y'all have heard me talk about it. And we've been looking for the onions. And this is going to give us quite a few bags to go in the freezer. And we can just pull them out and have them ready to go. All right. So we may have to turn another eye on. We do that. We will. Yeah, I think we're going to have to turn on another one. That way I can scoop these out just a little bit more. It's one thing, this is nice because it's big and you have a lot of cooking surface. I can see us doing a lot of projects out here on this. You can feel the heat. It's a nice morning here in Alabama. It's the weather's nice. We had a big scare though because we had a really bad thunderstorm come through here yesterday, and I just knew that it had torn the garden up. But Papa got out there and he fixed everything. It didn't hurt a thing. Everything's looking beautiful this morning. We decided we would do these 10 pounds at a time. And so I'm just going to show you the first 10 pounds. Salt. The salt's going to help bring out the liquid of the onion. It's going to help it to caramelize faster. When we get these going good, we'll add a little butter to them, and they'll be beautiful. My future self is going to really thank me for this because this is something it's not my favorite thing in the world to do. But I do love preservation. How you think they're looking, Papa? Leave them still? Okay. Papa's kind of coaching me along, and he's telling me that they need to be a little thinner. This is my first time using the Blackstone. A little peel in there. As soon as they start turning a little brown, then we will start, turning them and flipping them and doing all that. Get a little more oil under those. Wouldn't this be great to cook pancakes on? I love that idea too. Cook a bunch of pancakes and put them in the freezer. Okay, you can see how much this has shrunk down. We had the whole grill covered, and now it's down to about half. And we're just keeping them moving so they'll stay nice and brown and not get burned on me. I've also got some biscuits made in the house, and I'm waiting on the oven to preheat. And we're going to have some biscuits and sausage and um, some smashed tater tots for breakfast today. Aren't these looking wonderful, though? I just love the way this is cooking. I'm sorry if that's loud. Got to keep it moving, though. One mistake that I did make is I did not let my griddle get hot enough to at the very first. So if you're doing this for the very first time, let your griddle get screaming hot before you start, and because it took the onions a few minutes to get going, and so we want to make sure that these are beautifully caramelized, but we don't want them sitting in lard for for a long period of time. These are getting really close. Because they're going in the freezer, I'm cooking them a little less than I would if I were going to be just eating them for the day, having them with a meal. This is really kind of fun. Usually Papa does all the grilling. And of course on your griddle here, you have spots where it's hotter than other spots. And that way you can move things around as they get a little done or as done as you want. Okay, I added about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I think we're pretty close to what I want. And I brought a 9 by 13 pan, and I think that I can get them in here to cool off. I cut this end one off because we're gonna go ahead and cook breakfast, and then we'll get back to work doing this. All right. So we've got some pre-patted sausage patties, and we're gonna put these on. Well, that one don't want to come loose. We just took some tater tots and we put down, and Papa smashed them for me. He also did that with the sausage patties, and they look fabulous. Look at that. We'll see how these turn out. We're just experimenting today to see how it's going to turn out. It'll be eaten. It won't be any big deal if it doesn't turn out perfect. Lard on here. There we go. Wow, those are going to be gorgeous. Look what a wonderful breakfast. Isn't this wonderful? Homemade biscuits. I hadn't got my sausage on here. My fried egg and some hash browns. This is going to be yummy. And then we're going to get back to uh, caramelizing these onions. Okay, we're ready to bag these up, and I'm going to do some of these in 2-cup Ziploc bags, and I'm going to do some of these in 1-cup Ziploc bags. And so I don't know for sure how many we're going to have of each, so I'm just going to do 2 at a time, and I'm just going to go ahead and write on here 2 cups onions. Papa and I were talking while we were waiting on these to cool, and we were talking about how fabulous this would be to take your Instapot and put some pinto beans in there. You know, I always keep canned ham on my shelf over there. Put a jar of that in, put a bag of these in. Oh, it would be so delicious. I love having stuff like this in my food stores. All right, so we're just going to zip this up, get all the air that we can out of it, and try to show you what I like to do is just mash them down like that and freeze them like that, really flat, and then I don't have to worry about it taking a long time to thaw. Each one of these represents 10 pounds of onions. So you can see it it shrank. You can see it shrank quite a bit. Get all the air that you possibly can. And then now I can set this over here and we can continue on. I'm going to get 2 cups. I'm going to get 2 more bags and I'm going to write 1 cup onions and then I'll know how much I'm getting. And I am going to write 25 in the corner, and I'll go back and do that on those 2. Because you want to, even though I know these will be used up this year, you want to make sure that you know when it went into the freezer. I really enjoyed doing that today. It's always enjoyable when I can get out on the patio and cook and be out there with Papa and doing things together. I really do enjoy that. Well, I made a mess. All right. It always amazes me when you first get your harvest in, or in this case, you buy something like onions, how much it shrinks down when you are doing a preservation project. But me and Papa love to do this kind of things, and we really do enjoy just doing things together. So I think we're going to have a little less than 1 cup. We'll fill it up with this one. We'll fill it up out of this one. Seems like I'm always hunting a towel. It looks like we got 8 cups out of 10 pounds. I did have to borrow just a little bit out of this, so we'll see how it goes. Now, if I were looking at these, I would absolutely know what they are. But just in case someone else is here, if I were to get sick or something like that, and someone else was here cooking, they would know what's in the bag. And me and Papa, of course, would know, but something happens, you know. Now, you could absolutely use a different kind of fat to fry these in if you wanted to. Uh, we used home rendered lard. And I was telling Papa, so I had to go get a jar out of the freezer. And I was telling him that won't be long now. We're going to have to go find some lard or some fat to turn into lard. We had our first mess of squash out of the garden. It was wonderful. I took some to my mother-in-law. We had pork tenderloin and the squash. And I took some to her, and she really did enjoy the squash. But I really do enjoy, like, if we're outside doing things, and or we go somewhere, we like to go thrifting and things like that. So come home and you can put something together really fast when you have things like this in your freezer. I always think when I do things like this, when I caramelize onions, or I fry a lot of bacon, or I fix a whole thing of sausage, or I make a big pan of biscuits for a few days, what a blessing it is to be able to do that. I realize that. And if you can do it, even if it's just a little bit along, your future self will absolutely thank you for it. I know a lot of people do freezer meals and that sort of thing. I don't tend to do those because it's just me and Papa. And to be honest, it's just as quick for me to just throw something together as it is to remember to pull one of those out and let it thaw out and do all that. But now, if you're a working mom or something like that, and you can remember to do that, then I think that would be a fabulous thing to do also. And I'm going to put this bag in the refrigerator so we can have it with our meal tonight. All right, let's see what we got. One, two, all right, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. 27 cups of caramelized onions ready to go in the freezer. That makes me so happy, guys. That makes me so happy. I appreciate you coming along with me today. And I want to thank you for tuning in and sticking by me and just watching the videos and sharing them and commenting, subscribing. We have a couple of new subscribers, so welcome to Nana's Life with Nana. We are building a community here of people who enjoy home cooking, preservation, and growing food and different things like that. And I want you to know that Nana loves you, and I'm so proud of you, and you always have a friend here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.